And as Surya is asking what happened, it was, there were rumors already floating that there is a planned terrorist strike in Bombay. And automatically when it happens, which are the iconic properties? So Taj Bombay would have been one of them. So the security had really been taken up, and we were being very careful and we were being very cautious. But then this thing happened on 26/11. That's all history we know of that. And they came in. There were about 4 people who entered the Taj. In the initial stages, they thought it's some kind of a gang war, a typical Bombay underworld gang war. But by the time they realized that the kind of weapons they were carrying and the way they were, retaliating when the police went there or the Marines went there, they realized that there was something outside the country, the terrorists from Pakistan. And so they were there literally for 2.5, 3 days.
Yep.
And they created havoc. And I must say that the Taj staff really were exemplary. Harvard has done a study that what was taught to these people. Why would somebody being faced with a gun or a bomb right in front of him not leave his job and run away?
Right.
So the first thing that somebody would do, if somebody just walked in here, I would try and find a way out and run out.
Right, of course.
Why wouldn't somebody do that? I mean, even in the airlines, they tell you that if there is ever a problem and the oxygen mask falls down, first put it yourself, then you put it on the child.
Yes.
Here, there were the terrorists attacking basically with only one intention of trying to attack the guests. But the staff didn't leave. They went, took the guests right till the time office, bid them farewell, asked them to go out, and came back into the hotel.
Extraordinary.
That's mad.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's the culture.
There are great stories. There was somebody, a Parsi gentleman, who was going to get operated, and he saw on the television that Taj was attacked. And he just told his wife, I'm going down, and he sat on the motorcycle and went straight into the Taj and got into the Taj.
My God.
And he went into...
Like police was afraid to enter that.
And he didn't work in the Taj. He was working in Taj. He was working in Taj flight kitchens.
My God.
And
but
he
it's
went
so
into the
commendable
Taj.
for some people. They have that inbuilt.
The sense of belonging, the commitment. This is my hotel.
Yeah.
He went inside and went to the CCTV room and stayed there. And later on, he was shot on his knee. He is absolutely, even now he cannot walk properly. His knee is totally fractured. Every bone was fractured. So the stories are tremendous. There were 16 customers of ours, unfortunately, who were martyred and they passed away. And there were 18 staff members who died.
That's so sad.
And they didn't have to be. I mean, they were not supposed to be. They just stayed back. They were serving champagnes. When there was a guest, there's a story, a guest picked up a bottle of champagne from the bar.
While the siege is taking
Yes.
place.
Right.
And the waiter ran towards him. And the guest thought that he's trying to say, don't drink this champagne. He said, so he said, no, sir, you want to drink champagne? Just give me a moment, sir. I'll get you some nice champagne tulip glasses. So you can enjoy the champagne.
Wow.
People were serving sandwiches. They were serving food.
No wonder it is the most iconic property in India, I feel. Like with such stories is that makes it. I mean, like, it's not just land and a monument. It's the people that are there and such stories. The culture, it's beautiful.
The people worked, I mean, I know many staff. Like I worked for 39 plus years, but I know many people who worked for 40 years, 35, 40 years. Yeah. So it was, there was such a strong feeling of family.
Yep.
And I don't know, but if I was there, I would have done the same thing. The general manager at that time was more busy trying to save the lives of the guest and could not take care of his family, and he lost his wife and 2 sons.
That's shocking.
So it was, it was really, really sad and shocking. So there's some great stories. It didn't happen in other properties. It didn't happen in other hotels. It didn't happen everywhere else. But the Taj, it happened. And it's exemplary to say that Mr. Ratan Tata took the responsibility of looking after all those who were hurt or killed during that time. Not only in the Taj, in the Victoria Terminus, at the Oberoi, anywhere. Anybody who was affected, he took care of them.